5.
It's
No, technical difficulties.
all right, relax, huh? Relax on me.
I'm relaxed. It's Monday night, baby.
And you're spending it right now with Stoner and Lush.
That's
That
right.
could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on if you like us or not.
Right? Yeah. Or you could be checking it out after Monday night. You could be checking it out all week. Who knows?
Okay. I am not sponsored, but damn, these things are good.
What is
Delta,
it?
Delta. It's called Delta. It's a THC drink. It has live resin in it, and it's
Ooh,
yeah, they're really good actually.
tasty. Well, as my name goes. All right. So,
I'm stoning in
Stoner and Lush.
I'm stoning in a liquid way. Don't tell anybody. Shh. Keep them down.
Breaking all the secrets.
All right.
So
So,
today, well, I guess today's topic we're going to be talking about, like cult classics, or what we deem cult classics.
yeah,
And we definitely did not name all of them. I know there's plenty we did not name, so don't get,
yeah. Don't.
And if you guys, anyone if anyone's here right now or even afterwards watching in the comments, let us know like what your cult classics are if we missed any. You
I have quite a few here. I had to stop at 30 because I just felt like past that was just ridiculous. So
Yeah, I think 30 was going.
a, a
It's a
bit
lot. It's a
far.
lot better.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
So I had to have a pump the brakes on that a little bit.
yeah.
So the first
All
one
right. So yeah.
that I'm going to talk about, I personally, I think it's amazing. I loved it ever since I was a kid. John, I know you're not too familiar, but Teen Witch. It's about this girl that's a geek and she wants to be the popular girl and she realizes she's a witch. It's like it's very girly. So I mean a guy probably wouldn't like it, but it's very if you know, you know, it's like very 90s.
Yeah. So is it like the girl version of Teen Wolf?
I guess you liked it.
Yeah. You liked it? Oh, okay. I
I
have
mean
not seen
it's
it, but I'm
not 90s
assuming.
by the way.
Like, what's that?
It's not 90s, it's 80s by the way. Wow. These things are good. No, I'm kidding.
Uh,
You liked it. No,
this is
that's a
what it's
really
like behind the scenes, people. Uh,
but anyway, moving on to maybe one. John, are you familiar with the Monster Squad?
no, I know of it. I have not seen it myself.
Okay, I
Uh,
personally recommend that one. That one's great, especially if you like old time monsters like Dracula and Wolfman and things like that.
right.
Death Becomes Her.
Death Becomes Her, another one I don't think I've seen.
Dang it! Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll come back to that one. Okay, we talked about Flatliners, right?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
Twilight is like, I haven't even watched the remake because why? It's not that old, and it was great on its own. We don't need to remake it. Like,
Exactly.
there's no reason,
And it looks exactly like it does from the first one. So I'm not
right?
gonna do it. The cast is too good. The film is too good. I
Oh, like,
refuse.
the cast is fairly stacked, I mean,
Yeah,
um, yeah, you can't go, like, why ruin a good thing, you know?
because that's what Hollywood does.
Unfortunately.
But the duh. That's what they're good at.
I mean, some remakes are good, but
Yeah, I guess I have to give some credit where credit is due.
yeah, but let's face it, if well, a quick segue from the cult classics, but like Death at a Funeral, the British version is much better than the American version, but it's the same movie. And I don't know why they did that, but anyway. All right, back to the classics.
If I saw the British version, I would be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I agree." But I've only seen the I guess the American one, and I wasn't too.
Oh, the British one is so much better.
I'm sure the Brits always do it
It
better.
really is.
Yeah.
Although it's funny because the how do I say this without offending people? I don't know, the short person, the guy from, Game of Thrones,
Oh,
he's in
oh,
Thor,
I don't know
or
the
one of
actor's
the
name.
Avenger movies.
The little guy.
Yeah. He he plays the same role in both movies.
Okay. So
He's same actor playing the same role in both movies, and I'm not sure why he agreed to do,
maybe
a remake or American version of a movie he already done. Like,
okay. The
it's
theory's
kinda
only seen
weird,
the British version.
You only saw the British one. British one's the best one anyway,
You've
hands
seen
down.
the only one that matters.
That's right. Alright, sorry, back get it that
No,
was totally off topic,
but
but
we're discussing it because this is why we're bringing it up. If you don't
yeah,
know, now you know.
now you know where the thought process comes from.
I consider this a hidden gem backdraft.
Yes, I love this movie.
Kurt Russell, a Baldwin. Yeah, it's like you can't
I'm
go
Baldwin.
wrong.
Yeah, I think it's,
That movie is so good, and there's okay. I stopped myself. There's Robert De Niro in this film. Are you
yeah,
happy? Are you happy?
thank
Okay.
you, thank you.
Just want to make sure I appease you, my emperor. But anyway, yeah, I love the cast through and through, and there's so much story involved in it.
Yeah. Alex says, "Boo."
I know, well, whatever. But
No, it's a great movie, though.
there's so
Great
many
cast.
stories within a story, so I like
Yeah,
it. Kurt Russell looks good.
and, that those final moments, like, when the little twist when you find out, who's making the fires and how it's happening and stuff,
Mhm.
you know, what a sad but happy ending at the same time. It's,
Yeah,
movie's got a lot in it.
there's a lot of layers to that movie.
And I mean, Donald Sutherland making that cameo appearance, that was a
So
fantastic scene,
it was perfect.
right? Right?
Earned her.
He's holding the dolls. Oh, yeah, creepy, great, awesome, love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I know you absolutely love this one. Howard the Duck.
Okay, okay, hold on here.
Give it to me. I'm ready. Howard the Duck. I
I
personally
love Marvel. I love almost every Marvel movie, with a few exceptions, like Howard the Duck. Although I love his cameo in like Endgame and the whatever Avenger movies that he actually like was seen in the background for a moment. Uh,
John.
what?
Oh, okay. I was like, shit, we're not recording this, but it automatically records.
Yeah.
That scared me for a second.
Oh my goodness.
Shut up. I,
How's
I,
that drink treating you, huh?
I was like, oh man, I messed up so bad. I didn't press record. And we're already 9 minutes into it. Oh, there's
Here's your sign.
that stoner.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, whatever.
Okay, all right. Where were we? Where were we? Backdrop. Great movie though.
Howard
Yeah.
the Duck.
Oh, Howard the Duck, right? Oh, Howard. No, move on. Move along. Move along. These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Okay, okay, okay. Carrie, the original Carrie.
Yes,
The original.
100%. I
So
mean, the first time you see that bucket of pig's blood, fall on her, very iconic. I mean, it's been done over in countless cartoons and other movies and, gags and spoofs and stuff. Yeah, that's definitely a cult classic for sure.
yeah, I think it is, and I just think it. still to this day, the original is so much better than all the remakes they wanted to do. So,
And I mean, I think I own one of the remakes. It was like the made for TV one. It's pretty good, but I think like the original as well myself, you know. Hello, welcome to the live. Um,
okay, The Lost Boys. I watched this yesterday. They had the best lineup for Mother's Day on TV. They had like a bunch of 80s movies, and Lost Boys was one of them. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. It was like three in a row. It was Some Kind of Wonderful, then Pretty in Pink, then The Lost Boys. You couldn't go wrong yesterday. For me, I couldn't.
well, I
It-
mean, you definitely ended on the highest note you could because The Lost Boys is great.
yes, it
You know,
is.
I
It
mean,
is.
we covered this on the channel already, I know, but man, it is a fantastic movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it through and through. I've loved it for years, and I'm very glad that when everybody was going through COVID, that it rebirthed it. So
Yeah,
because you never saw merch ever with the Lost Boys, now you do. It
yeah,
blew up all over TikTok. I'm so glad that that movie finally got the fame it needed, or it deserved, rather. I'm
yeah.
just
No, you're right. You're right. Uh, great performances,
great
great
cast.
actors, great makeup, great, production, set design, imagery, mute soundtrack. Like everything was great in that movie.
The
You know,
Frog Brothers, exactly. I love Corey.
right? Like,
I
and
love Corey
you
Feldman.
couldn't go wrong when you had a young Corey Feldman that was in his like heyday, like his real prime. You know?
Number one, you get the two Corys. Okay, you get Feldman and you get Haim.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
the hot Jamie Gertz. Then you get Michael. Then you get David. But I'm just saying because their characters are so like, oh,
right.
everybody
Yeah.
wins the film. Everybody's hot. The story is cool and entertaining. Like it moves quickly. I don't know.
Not to mention the sexy sex.
Oh yeah,
He's
he's
famous, he's quite famous, actually, I forget his name right now, but,
yeah,
uh,
his name. That guy is definitely famous for being really oily.
well, he like he's actually famous before he
No,
was there,
no,
but yes, yeah, I
everybody
think that helped.
really I still believe.
Uh,
I love it. I love
yeah,
yes,
and it
but
was the Corey era, it was
love it.
what when they were doing some of the
Every
best of their craft,
okay.
um, so what's next?
Half baked.
Half-Baked. Yeah, I mean,
I just
I
absolutely
I remember watching this movie quite a bit, and yeah, I would say for sure because people still reference it, and especially reference the Bob Saget scene. I've seen that reference before a couple times. I'm not gonna say it now
move,
on live on YouTube,
no,
but
no, move on.
um,
Ugh.
but yeah, no, like and like feeding the horse, so all that food, and then the cops like the horse is diabetic. Like, what? But it's still funny and
Like
silly and great to watch.
theory, do not get me started on the Corys. I swear to God, this episode will not be about cult and hidden gems. Like it will all be about the Corys. Like I love the two Corys. I love them together. I love them separately. I don't know what it is. And you know what? It was really, excuse me, really, really cute. I saw recently. I don't know how recent it was, but Corey Feldman was at what was it? A food bank helping out like homeless or something, and he's just hanging out. Like he's just like I don't know. He's just such a cool guy. Anyway,
I think I seen a video of that as well. I think it was on TikTok or something.
yes. I'm sorry.
Um,
Back to
yeah,
the
I
movie.
believe so.
Half baked. You're talking about. I'm sorry.
Half baked though, yes. Yeah, no, I think that it was one of the bet. I mean, there's a lot of good stoner movies, but that was definitely one of the top
I
ones.
I freaking love Jim Brewer, and he's
Yeah,
so kick ass. I mean, Dave Chappelle I love, but Jim Brewer, I don't know, man. He just gets it. I get it's like the best way I could like put it.
yeah. No, I agree, I agree.
He's just like, yeah, man.
And then, of course, they have the guy on the couch,
Yeah, the couch guy. Yeah, yeah. He never says anything, but like when he floats off the couch with them when they get high. It's like,
and then he does say that one profound thing, and then that's it. Good movie. Yeah, definitely a cult classic.
ooh, this is the one that not a lot of people know about. Jacob's Ladder with
No, I know I've seen this.
with
It was quite a while ago, though.
name the guy from Shawshank, Tim Robbins.
Tim Robbins,
And
yeah.
about him, and he goes through the war, and
I wanna talk to Samson. We're
he goes through the war. Oh, God, jeez Louise. He goes through the war, and with all of his war buddies, and the government was spiking the food, and then his young son gets hit by a car and dies, and he's in like this alternate universe because he's like in and out. I don't really want to give it away, but it's so good. Yeah, Tim
Okay,
Robbins, he's in it, and Macaulay
yeah.
Culkin plays his son. So
Oh, yeah.
really,
Okay.
really good. And I
It's
have
been a while since I've seen it. I'm gonna have to rewatch it for sure.
yeah, it's extremely
Definitely.
strange.
Yeah,
But
I
that's what
like
I
that. I like that.
The Witches of Eastwick.
Oh,
That
I
one.
mean, I watched this movie so many times when I was a kid.
Go ahead, dish
I
girl.
loved it. I loved it. I love Jack Nicholson's performance.
Yeah,
Very believable that he's like a likable, charming person, but yet very evil behind, you
right.
know?
Yeah,
And I mean, it to me, they were big stars at the time. The other, all the girl cast members, I'm
yeah.
like, I
Share.
recognize every single one of you, you know?
Yes,
Um,
and then Michelle
and
Pfeiffer.
putting them all together, I was like,
And they're
I
all
just
hot.
yeah, right?
Like, hello. Why
And I
didn't
mean, the premise of the movie itself was great. I think the execution of the ending was kinda hokey, but that was just the
right.
effects at the time, you know what I mean? Other than that, fantastic movie, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And have it last
I'm
on set? I would hope so.
right? Because it's like, oh, okay. You got this person, this person, this person. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be awesome. I wonder what
Right?
the funnest set was.
I'd
Like,
like to see the behind the scenes footage,
yeah.
you know? Not n maybe, like, maybe not so much the bloopers, but them actually getting ready for each scene, talking together, conversing, like, kinda see how they got ready for the scene.
Right. There's
Um,
so much of that with The Shining, and it's so cool to see that, like, right before. I've never
right,
seen stuff before, and I'm like, "Oh, this is the beauty of the internet." You get to see these old clips that nobody else has seen in years, you know?
right, yeah,
Love that.
yeah,
God, I get chills
it's
from
so good.
that. Okay, I'm gonna bring up my absolute favorite movie ever. I know you haven't seen it, but I would really like to cover it sometime on the show. Um, Maybe around my birthday we can cover it. Legend.
Check. Legend, yeah, okay.
Ridley
Wait,
Scott's
who's
absolutely one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. And I'm not one for love stories, but dang it, this one I am extremely, extremely hooked on. It's just everything flows together. It's the bad, it's the good, it's the costumes, it's the soundtrack, it's the actors, it's the atmosphere, it's everything. It's the behind,
okay,
it's
yeah,
everything. Yeah, and Tim
oh,
Curry. Yeah, Tim Curry is like the best ever. If I could find someone to do, like, I want if I could get someone to, like, my next tattoo would be Tim Curry as darkness, as the devil there. Oh my,
yeah.
it has to
I
be
mean,
for,
I've seen scenes from the movie, like,
yeah,
because 'cause I've seen the scene of him as the devil in it and stuff. I haven't seen the entire movie, but of course, that's one scene alone makes me wanna watch it, you know?
It's
So,
so good. I can't I would have to find, like, someone to take it off the movie and literally put it on my body. That's how good it would have to be. Yeah.
right.
This night, black as pitch, blacker than the foulest witch. Those are the goblins, though. Yeah, I don't know, I love it, and just oh god, I just love it, and you can tell that that's
Yeah, that's
like,
awesome.
trust us. If you don't like it, then you're out of the club.
Well, probably not gonna be out of the club, so,
It's not scary. It's cool, and it's so pretty, and I know so many fun facts about it.
um, yes, we will cover that movie
We
on
were
an
we're
episode
gonna
for
have to.
sure.
I wanted to do it last year, but this year shall be better.
That's right. Right.
Okay, how do you feel about The Craft?
The Craft, yes. I even asked my wife last night, I was like, "We're doing cult classics. Do you would what would you consider?" Um, and of course, I said first, I said, "Would you consider The Craft?" And she said, "Yes, 100%."
Okay, okay. I mean, I think it's popular, but maybe it's geared towards more female.
Well, yes, yes.
So I mean, I love it. I would think everybody would love it because you got a
But I
cast
mean,
of chicks doing witchcraft. Yeah.
when you watch a witch movie, you don't expect to see guys that much. You know what I mean?
No, but they
And
have
I think it's kind of fitting that Billy wasn't the guy who played Billy
Chris,
Loomis in
yes.
it?
Place Chris,
Pete
yeah.
Ulrich?
Yep.
Yeah.
Chris in the
'Cause
craft, yeah.
so think about it, him and
Nev,
Sydney, well, Nev, played in a movie right before doing Scream together.
yeah. So
So
I love them too,
and
and
he was, like,
every
completely a different character, especially under spell.
right. But he's a great actor through and through, and the the ladies of the craft, oh my god, they're just amazing. The only thing I think that could make that movie any cooler would be to have like Stevie Nicks in it somewhere. That it would just be like the ultimate. I mean, I already like bow down to it already, but like, could you imagine? She's the ultimate witch, but
Yeah.
we know Stevie is okay. I'm on your side, girl.
Yes, but
I,
definitely a cult classic, I think, for sure.
I love it. I think everything about it. The story's good. The acting's good. I love it, and I think it's so true to what that type of belief system, religion, whatever you want to call it. It's so right on. I love it.
Yeah. Yep. No, I agree. And I mean, I know this wasn't on the list, but I gotta mean, obviously I'm gonna include Scream in there, just since they're both in it, because that's cult classic now too.
What is it? I'm sorry.
Scream.
Oh, Scream. I was looking at Connie Francis, and funny story about Connie Francis. I have to look 'cause it's about my grandpa. My grandpa. My grandpa. He actually went to high school with Connie Francis.
Ah,
Yeah. So
cool connection there.
yeah. Thought
So,
moving on.
all right, what's next on the
Okay,
on the list?
Teen Wolf,
Teen Wolf. Oh, yeah,
right?
I think so. Because
I
they ended up remaking that movie too. So like,
They
of
did.
course,
They made it into a series as well on MTV, I believe, but I didn't follow
that's
it.
what it was. Yeah, yeah,
I
that's what
just
it
wasn't
was.
like
I didn't watch it, but
that thing.
yeah.
I
It
wasn't.
wasn't Michael J. Fox, so I didn't care, right?
Yeah, I mean, even Jason Bateman when he's in the second one, like I like him, but I'm not big on the first Teen Wolf. I mean, it's a good story and it's cute, but it's just not my favorite. But I know a
That's
lot of
pretty sure,
people
yeah.
have that certain following with that one.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just because, you know, some movies we might I mean, me and you might not think are that great, but they do have, like, this crazy following for some reason, you know what I mean? Wow, Alex. Yeah, I mean, yes, but it was not it was a little
Eh,
while after that.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on whether I like the actor or not, and I happen to like Michael J. Fox. He's a big part of my childhood. Hello, Back to the Future.
Right.
Family Ties, Alex P. Keaton. Hello. No, but it's
He's
funny.
even good on Spin City.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But still, I just I don't know. He seems sweet. I don't know him, but he seems nice. I'm like, oh, you know. Uh,
Yeah.
but it's still funny, I guess. People will laugh at that. Anyway, moving on.
What is next on the chopping block?
Okay, this is one of my personal
He's
favorites.
a good
Pee
dude. Yeah,
Wee's
he
Big
is.
Adventure.
What is it, sorry?
Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Oh,
My
Pee-wee's Big
favorite.
Adventure. I
Yeah,
think that was very I definitely think there's a following for that cult classic style, like, I mean, to me, I am there's a lot of iconic scenes, but at the same time, was is like Tim Burton getting his feet into Hollywood and being able to do all these other things that he did too.
yeah,
Um, and you can see like the bit of dark grittiness every now and then in that movie, opposed to what the Pee Wee TV show's like. You know what I mean? Like
right.
the contrast is quite different. Um,
Even the
but
second Pee Wee
I
movie.
loved it. Yeah, yeah. Even the second one, which didn't do nearly as well, but it is what it is. Tequila.
But even, even in the second movie, it's so much lighter because it's a love story and it's about a circus.
Yeah. And
The-
that's what they didn't want the production company or the rights owners or whatever that were putting it on, paying the bill, didn't want it to be dark like the first one. They wanted it to be more family, uppity, friendly, I guess.
Okay, let's think about
I
the
think.
dark parts. There's
So,
Marge. There's the part where the creepy clowns take his bike, and then it's Francis is there.
yeah.
I guess when
You
he's
only saw the show, not the movie? Oh, you gotta see the
yeah,
movie.
even Pee Wee's Holiday or Big Holiday, that one's on Netflix. I mean, it is Paul Rubin like aging, still playing Pee Wee, and I fucking love it.
I actually have not seen that, so I
I've seen it.
don't
It's
know,
pretty funny.
but
I mean, it's pretty funny. And when my kids were watching, I'm like, "What are you watching?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's Pee Wee." I'm like, "It makes sense." I love Pee Wee. Rest in peace, Pee Wee. I'm Paul Rubens. I feel, you know.
alright, quick commercial break. What's the commercial?
I don't know. I can't edit this. This is when you leave, and it's on my shoulders. Thanks, John. All this pressure. I can't take this shit no more. Well, I'll go over ones that John won't know. Summer
Okay,
school. Oh, dang it, he's back.
commercial's over.
Sponsored by Budweiser. Yeah. Yeah, this man drinks himself out of house and home for his bud. They must put something in that shit that like, because I know all bud drinkers are just like they like water. Like it must be a bud thing. I don't know, man. Bud conspiracy. But I'm gonna bring up other ones that you would know. Summer School. Summer School is an amazing, amazing comedy. I
Summer School,
absolutely
okay.
huh?
I think I've seen Summer School, but I'm not sure.
It's about the gym teacher that has to teach all the bad kids English for the summer.
Boy, what else happens?
I don't know. They take field trips to the zoo. This kid throws up after going on a ride. This girl moves in with him. One of his students moves in with him because she doesn't have a place to live. He
Okay.
these two guys that are obsessed with movies called Chainsaw and Dave, and Chainsaw after Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If you're not getting it by now, you're not getting it.
I
You haven't
I
seen
I
it.
feel like maybe I've seen it, but I was, like, probably smoked too much before I watched it. I don't remember it. Possibly.
Anyway, Death Becomes Her, another one that is absolutely so funny.
Definitely have not seen that yet, for
It
sure.
has Bruce Willis, Meryl Streep, and Goldie Hawn, and it's corny but funny at the same time.
Right.
The Legend of Billie Jean, I know you haven't seen, but that has been one of my absolute favorite movies ever. If you haven't seen it, and that is like a really, really awesome 80s movies to watch, The Legend of Billie Jean. Helen Slater, Christian Slater. Don't need to say any more than that. The movie is just
Right.
um Haunted Honeymoon, I know you haven't seen that.
Yeah, I
It has
haven't seen it either.
Wilder in it. Gilbert Radner. It's Dom DeLuise. It's so good. It's very old now if you watch it, like I guess like the comedy and stuff. But if you like things like Young Frankenstein, then you'll like this. It's kind of like the same,
Right.
but I think I love that one. I've loved that one for years. Haven't seen it in years. They Live.
They lived. They lived. Um, yeah, I think that one's referenced quite a bit.
I think so
Like,
too. I think that's
yeah.
more of a cult classic than anything. I think more than that being a hidden gem, people know that one a lot more. And they always
Yeah,
say,
definitely.
"Gum scene. I'm here to kick butt and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum."
Yeah. Yeah, like, the line has been used multiple times for multiple, in
Yeah,
multiple movies, so, yeah,
yeah.
definitely cult classic, yeah.
And I'm actually kind of ticked off that to learn the fact that instead of Roddy Piper, that could have been Kurt Russell, y'all.
I know.
That
I
could have been
know.
Russell.
Ugh.
Russell, dude.
I mean, it was still good, but, like,
But Kurt Russell, dude.
it could have been so much more.
Not making fun of me. It's true.
No, I'm not making fun of you, what do you mean?
Speaking of Kurt Russell, Big Trouble in Little China. That's another one. If you haven't seen that one, I highly recommend it. John hates it, but I think it's absolutely amazingly hysterical.
But if you really need to go watch our episode on it because
Yeah, there is
I
a
made an astonishing discovery that she did not realize.
because I get caught up in different things, and that's just how I am.
Breakdown.
Breakdown with Kurt Russell. That's a good movie too. That one is a little bit more
Who said that?
Kurt Russell. It's all in the reflexes.
All in the reflexes, that's right.
Yeah. Um Jeez Louise. I can't with you. Yeah, that one was a good one. I don't want to say that one was predictable, but it kind of was, but it was still entertaining because it's Kurt Russell. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Whatever. Anyway, moving on. Taxi Driver, I think that one's been more of a cult classic, more
definitely.
mainstream lately. It's been more well known after a while. Um Raising
Absolutely.
Arizona with Nicolas Cage and John Goodman.
Wait,
Is that
which one?
Holly Hunter?
Oh, Raising Arizona.
Yeah, that one
Um,
is definitely that one's definitely a cult you have to like that movie a lot. Because it's very strange and yeah.
yeah, I don't think I think I've only ever watched the preview for it.
I mean, that's all you really kind of have to
And
watch.
I got the cliff notes, but, like,
There's a couple of other spots that are kind of cool, but other than that, I'm just like, all right, yeah, moving on. Moving on. Rosemary's Baby, the original though. I'm talking about the one with Mia Farrow in it. That
well,
one
yeah,
is so good, and I think a lot of people have tried to redo it with like anything, Annabelle, anything, you name
yeah.
it, tried to redo it in some way. But I still go back to the original.
Well, like, it's been inspiration for a lot of other movies, so yes, that makes it a cult classic for sure because it inspired other stories, other attempts or whatever you
Yeah,
want to
other
call it,
good.
I guess. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
talk about the Stephen King films and how they tend to be more culty in a sense.
Oh, I think that stems also just from him being like a number one bookseller for multiple books over multiple years.
Yeah.
His stories become iconic, but then when you put them to the screen, you hit another audience that doesn't read books,
Yeah.
right? So he's getting the book lovers and he's getting the screen lovers, but he's also getting the ones that are in between that read books and watch movies. Um, most of those, I mean, not every movie's a banger,
Yeah.
true, but not every book is a bang. Like to me, sometimes the story just I'm like, eh.
Yeah, it just
But
doesn't do
but
it.
most of them are like, oh yeah, this is really good.
Mhm.
Um, and it's also the filmmaker's, interpretation of the book
Right.
to film because sometimes there's quite a few big differences from one element to the other, right?
Oh, yeah.
Um,
You can tell when the
yeah,
book is really close to a Stephen King, like when the film is really close to a Stephen King story, like the book, because there's so much detail
yeah,
kind of just floats and hovers, and you kind of just kind of absorb what's going on. That's how you
right.
tell it's pretty much like the book.
Yeah, it's pretty damn
That's what
close.
I've come to know.
Like, I'm pretty sure Misery was really close to the book. There was the only subtle different, the big difference, the only big difference that I think I really know is the scene where the sheriff or cop or whatever gets shot
Uh huh.
in the movie. In
Uh
the
huh.
book, it wasn't wintertime anymore. It was summer, and she runs him down with a ride on lawnmower,
Ooh.
opposed to him shooting him and him going down the stairs or
But
whatever.
everything else is the same.
I don't know if everything else is the same, but I think it's quite close.
So you're telling me it was summer and that guy was Paul Sheldon, he was still stuck there for that
Yeah,
long?
yeah,
Ah, shiz.
yeah.
Yeah, I might have to read that.
It's it is a pretty good one, yeah. Um, but I mean, like that can be said for many different Stephen King book to movies, or
Yeah.
you know,
Well, same thing we talked about the Kevin Smith films, but how they tend to be more culty instead of just like these big smash hits, which
yeah,
whatever, Hollywood, do your thing. Same thing with Saturday Night Live films.
yeah,
Conehead, Superstar, Wayne's World, very
yeah. Night at the Roxbury, all
everything.
those small skits that turned into feature films
Yeah,
spawned it was a new form of satire movies, but done in a way where it wasn't like I don't it was relatable, I guess, a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe I'm jumping into that too much, but I mean, they don't make satire movies like that anymore. You know,
yeah, yeah.
like
They don't make movies anymore. They just make stuff. I don't really know what to call it. I did see The Fall Guy this weekend with my man in it.
oh yeah, yeah. How
That's
was it?
good. I'm glad he was in it the whole entire time because I wouldn't have dealt with that. Just just saying. It's it has
Wow.
fans in it. Anyway,
Mm.
moving on because
All right.
spending too
How
much.
how many more do we got here? We're sitting at about 40 minutes here for the live, so
All right,
I
well,
don't
we
know
don't
how
have
long you want to keep it
to have
going.
like four more, but you
Well,
can.
yeah, we can hit the 4 more. Let's do it.
Okay, I have Thelma and Louise, which I
Yes.
epic. Willow, classic from the '80s.
Yes.
Val
Yeah,
Kilmer.
I think so.
Um, the Austin Powers series. You were
Ab
saying how
yes.
yeah,
I think so because all the cameos throughout all the movies,
Yes.
and not just the cameos, but the co-starring.
Yes. Yeah,
Whoever's
yeah.
co-starring, not like, not someone that's just on screen for 2 or 3 minutes, but someone who's there, like, at least a good 30 minutes of the movie,
Right.
you know? I think the casting was done really well, the team ups were done really good. I mean, the comedy's hilarious, some of those jokes are, still hold like, people still talk about those jokes and the way he talks and, you know,
Right.
he's getting the massage and he's like, "Low how," or she's like, or he's giving the massage and he's like, "How's that?" And she's like, "Oh, lower, baby." He's like, "How's that?" Like,
But that's
like
Venus that just brings it all back
right,
to
yeah.
SNL's starting
That
point.
style, that style of comedy, and that's what
Right.
Mike Myers is really good at, and that's
Yeah.
why that translated to that very, very well, and spawned 3 movies, and we're really hoping for a 4th. Come on, 1 more, just 1
Well,
more. Uh,
right. We'll
make
see.
it an even number, come on. Stop with the trilogies, give us 4s.
And that's it. That's all we got. We actually went through them.
We
Oh,
we got through all
eh,
of them this week, yeah.
if we missed any, please leave in the comments below. We'll be happy to talk about them or just completely skip over them if we feel like they suck. Just
We
kidding.
could always do another round of cult classics because there's plenty more that we could definitely
Yeah.
talk about.
I think almost any film could be considered a cult classic because once you think about it, I mean,
If
everyone
if
has
there's
a
if
following.
there's a hinting of people that collect items or imagery or toys or
Right.
statues or paintings or whatever of these movies, that I think in definition makes it a cult classic, at least to them. And it obviously to enough other people for them to make the stuff to sell them.
I agree.
So, there's definitely much more that we could put on the list for sure.
Well, if y'all want to run through it again, we shall do
That's right,
it.
we can.
But yeah, that's our little show for Mondays. We'll be doing this. We'll be trying to do this every Monday around this time. So if
Hopefully, yeah.
you
Yeah.
enjoyed our opinion or if you want to join in on the conversation, subscribe, comment, and we'll be sure to get to you.
That's right. And hit the notification bell, and, please go check out our previous episodes. We got lots of stuff.
Yeah, tons of it. Too much, right? Until
And this has been Stoner and Lush Off the Wall.
bye guys.